Hi, welcome to Peg Space Bytes. Today's Space Bite is about Voskhod 1. Enjoy. Voskhod 1 was the first mission to put 3 cosmonauts in space. USSR was the first to claim fame for this amazing feat. This flight followed single crew missions in USSR, unlike United States that put 2-man crew in orbit before attempting a 3-man crew. Voskhod 1 was a modified Vostok orbiter. The Voskhod spacecraft was 5 meters long and had a diameter of 2.43 meters. It weighed 5.32 tons. The crew members for Voskhod 1 were Vladimir Komarov, the commander for the mission, Konstantin Fyestichov, an engineer who designed the spacecraft, and Boris Yegorov, a physician. Vladimir Mikhailovich Komarov was born on March 16, 1927 in Moscow, Russia, in the USSR. He graduated in 1959 from the Zhukovsky Air Force Engineering Academy in Moscow. He got married and had 2 children. Vladimir Komarov was a Russian pilot and was a cosmonaut from 1960 to 1967. He was selected for 2 space flights aboard Voskhod 1 and Soyuz 1. His total flight time in space was 2 days, 3 hours, 4 minutes. Following the Voskhod 1 spaceflight, Vladimir Komarov was alone on his second spaceflight aboard Soyuz 1. Komarov attempted to land on April 24, 1967, after 18 orbits around Earth. Soyuz 1's parachute lines became entangled many miles above Earth, so both he and the spacecraft crash-landed. He became the first man to die during a spaceflight. Vladimir Komarov's ashes were placed in the Kremlin wall. He was only 40 years old. The second man to fly on Vostok 1 was Konstantin Petrovich Fyestichov. He was born on February 7, 1926, in Voronezh, Russia, USSR. He graduated in 1949 from Moscow N.E. Brahman Higher Technical School. Fyestichov earned a doctorate degree in physics in 1967. He got married and had 4 children. Konstantin Fyestichov designed spacecraft and equipment for the Soviet space program. He was a Russian engineer cosmonaut from 1964 to 1987. He was the first spacecraft designer to travel in space. The only space flight that he flew in was Voskhod 1 and had a total flight time of 24 hours, 17 minutes. After the historic Voskhod 1 flight, Konstantin Fyestichov assisted in designing the Salyut and Mir space stations. He wrote many books as well. He became a professor at Moscow N.E. Bauman Higher Technical School. On November 11, 2009, Konstantin Fyestichov died in Moscow, Russia. The third cosmonaut aboard Voskhod 1 was Boris Borisovich Yegorov. He was born on November 26, 1937, in Moscow, Russia, USSR. He graduated in 1961 from First Medical Institute, Moscow. Boris Yegorov earned his medical degree in 1965 from Humboldt University in Berlin, Germany. He got married and had 3 children. Boris Yegorov was a Russian physician cosmonaut in 1964. He was the first physician in space. His only space flight was aboard Voskhod 1, and his total flight time was 24 hours, 17 minutes. After the space flight, Boris Yegorov was a candidate for medical sciences degree in 1967 and earned his Doctor of Medical Sciences degree in 1976. He became chief of laboratory within the IMBP, which stands for Institute for the Study of Biomedical Problems, in Moscow. He was also a professor who specialized in the human balance system. He worked for the Ministry of Health as head of biomedical at the Technological Institute from 1984 to 1989 and retired in 1989. On September 12, 1994, Boris Yegorov died of a heart attack in Moscow, Russia. Voskhod 1 was launched on October 12, 1964, from launch vehicle 11A-57 from Baikonur, Russia. It did not have ejection seats or an escape tower, so there was no possible way for an emergency rescue at liftoff. Also, due to the small size of the spacecraft, the cosmonauts did not wear any spacesuits. Instead, they wore clothes made of wool. The 3 men would not have survived had there been any problems during this mission. The flight lasted 24 hours, 17 minutes, while it orbited Earth. The 3 cosmonauts orbited 16 times. Voskhod 1 reached a record altitude of 336 kilometers. It landed in the Kuztonai region on October 13, 1964, at 7:47 Greenwich Mean Time. Thank goodness the flight was successful, since USSR had taken a few risks. I hope you enjoyed today's Space Bite. Learn about Voskhod 2 on the next Space Bite. Remember, endeavor to discover new horizons and challenge yourself to reach for the stars. See you next time.